we're sort of doing things out of order. We're now packaging things up so for the stretch run. We've already assumed that everything goes well into the All-Star break, and now we're loading up at the trade deadline. Where are you on that?
I think that makes sense. It's that time of year, guys, and the Blue Jays and Blue Jays fans are allowed to look ahead right now. They're 3.5 games up in the East. It's all about the trade deadline right now, and that's why it's okay to be excited about this team. I don't care if it's July. This team has not been in this spot in years. And yes, there are still 70-some games left, but there are only 20-some games left until the deadline, which is what matters. That's when teams make a statement to the rest of baseball about A, how serious they are, and B, how much they care. How much are they going to push in with prospects and with money? That's how you tell everyone else who you are. And the Jays have an opportunity to tell the rest of baseball that not only are they good, they're going for it. And that's got to be every conversation from now on, guys. If somebody rolls an ankle tonight, it's how it affects the trade deadline. If somebody goes on a 20-game hitting streak, how does that affect the trade deadline? It's all about the deadline in an exciting way. Last year was a terrible way. It was a big sell-off. This year is what you want it to be.
Well, he got 9 wins in a row, and it's the most since 2015. And that was a massive deadline that the Blue Jays had. That was the year they went all in, traded for Tulo, traded for David Price. So, who would the Jays have to trade for this year to compare to that type of monumental deadline from a decade ago?
That's pretty big. You get into that point, you'd be looking at a Eugenio Suarez and a Joe Ryan type of thing at that point, and it's out there. It's out there if the Blue Jays want. And like we saw back in 15 and 16, guys, money can be a factor in all of this as well. And the Blue Jays farm system is good enough to do whatever they want. They're not trading for Shohei Ohtani. They're not trading for Fernando Tatis Jr. They have the prospects to do whatever they want. It'll be costly, but this has been a really good year for the farm system at a very good time. More importantly, though, guys, they have the money. And if you look around Major League Baseball, there are some smaller market teams who would be attracted to the idea of getting out from some bigger contracts. And that can increase the prospect return for them as well. But the Blue Jays have that muscle that they can flex. We see where the payroll is right now, but look to next year, guys. Bo Bichette, Max Scherzer, Chris Bassett, Chad Green, that's a ton of money off the books right away. And why wait a few months to spend it when you can start to spend it right now and go for it this year?
Yeah, Keegan, we were just having this conversation about which direction you might want to go. Al's brother was making the point of, assuming you're going to add pitching, which we all assume they will, do you want to add a power bat at a moment like this when, you've gotten so much great production from the guys maybe you didn't expect, the Bargers of the world, the Lucases of the world, and would, adding a power bat maybe risk messing with the chemistry that clearly is in evidence in that dugout right now?
It's a real conversation, guys, and you're going to have Dalton Varsho coming back, who is, by this team's definition, a power bat, a guy who can hit 25-plus over a season. Anthony Santander, I don't know who he's going to be the rest of the season. I expect he'll be back. I just don't know who he's going to be for this lineup. I don't think that you can bank solely on him being the big power bat at that point. But if you're going to add a power hitter, I think it makes sense for them to go after one who can do something really well. Is that crushing left-handed pitchers? Is that a right-handed platoon guy? Something that you can help max out. Because I don't think the Blue Jays are primarily going to chase a guy who immediately starts in right field every single day the rest of the way. If it lines up, sure, but we've seen how they've mixed and matched and chased platoon matchups pretty heavily. Now, maybe there's somebody like a David Schneider who's developing back into being that, and Ernie Clement, Addison Barger, they have big platoon splits. If you play it the right way, you get an advantage every single night. But that's where my mind would go. And messing with the lineup's a real conversation. I didn't expect it to be, but especially when Varsho gets back, because that's going to bump at least one outfielder, maybe two outfielders onto the fringes of this roster. And the Jays right now, they have, They have 32 big leaguers that can be on this roster. It's just about the right mix. So any bat needs to fix that mix.
I mean, so many things are going right for this team. You almost hate to mess with it. at this point, but you understand that the good vibes can't go on forever, and at some point there's an evening out. We go back to, and we've talked about this last year. We were told it was 2025, and here we are. Do you feel that this team will go for it at the deadline?
I think they need to, and there's a couple of realities involved in that, and one is just their placement in this league right now. We saw last week who the Yankees are. They're a beatable baseball team, and the Blue Jays have a path to the AL East. The last few years, guys, when we see those postseason runs of 20 and 22 and 23, you're talking about the wild card, sneaking in with a wild card spot that used to not exist. And that has not gone anywhere for them. But if they can get the division and get themselves into a best 3 out of 5 series, that's when this gets exciting. That's when you can settle in and really plan out a series. And I think that would suit the Blue Jays. That's one big factor, just the context of the American League East. But at the same time, guys, there are human beings involved in all of this who have big jobs and want to keep those big jobs. And when you have an opportunity like this, that can really change both how you're viewed in the future and the present in a city. And if you're a member of the Blue Jays front office, this has to be incredibly tempting right now. They've done a very good job to get to this point, but look around baseball. It's no longer, guys, I think this is the important thing I keep coming back to. It's no longer about just making the playoffs. That's not good enough. Qualifying for the playoffs, it's not a rare group anymore. You need to make a run, and I think now is their time to separate and try to make an actual run, not just participate in the playoffs.